In this video, I want to cover this is be the introduction to Portal Pro. Just give you an overview of the different aspects of the program. And when you start the program up, this will be the login form. Everybody has to log in, and it helps to track who does what in the system. And simply put in your password. Now, you can have one installation on one PC with Portal Pro and have unlimited number of users. But for convenience sake, it's best to have one naturally for every user on each PC that they use. So we'll go ahead and log in, and this will be the opening form when Portal Pro first opens up. This is the gateway to anything within the program. It's not real complicated. It's actually pretty easy to use compared to some other programs. You have a few settings up here, nothing much to worry about here, except one thing I wanted to point out is under the help menu up here is a link for tutorials. Now, this will be tutorials on every aspect of the program, anything that you want to do. It, I would say, covers probably about 90% of the program. There are some things that have not been added yet, but for the most part, anything you need to do in Portal Pro, you can get to through here. And when you click on one of these buttons, for example, entering products, if you click launch, what that's going to do is open up a YouTube video. And it's, like it says up here, it's best to view these videos in full screen mode. You can see just what's going on a lot better. So just keep that in mind, anything you want to know about the program. And of course, we also offer any phone support or any other type of support you may need. But this will greatly help out to get through the program. So up here are all the buttons to the different parts of the program. I'll cover in different videos what happens under each one of these buttons, but of course this will be for entering or editing new or existing customers, architects, typically used for door and hardware schedules, vendors and manufacturers. The difference between a vendor and a manufacturer is a vendor is a company you're going to buy the products from. The manufacturer, of course, is a company who actually makes the products. For example, if you buy direct from Schlage, Schlage would be a vendor and a manufacturer. If you buy from a company like Akron Hardware or Top Notch, they are pretty much strictly a vendor. They don't manufacture anything. In fact, they handle many different manufacturers. So Akron Hardware, Top Notch, or something like that would be entered as a vendor and not a manufacturer. Reports, of course, different reports you can get to in the program. Change orders you can create through these buttons. Job info. This will be jobs that you received that are under contract. You don't have to enter job information for every single job you write a sales order for. This was strictly for contract jobs. That way you can track what the progress of the project. And also by entering a contract job under here, anytime you write a sales order and pull that job up, it's going to let you know how much is left to invoice or how much is left to be shipped on that order. That greatly helps to avoid leaving money on the table, which in my past experience of selling doors, it has happened. A salesperson will forget about a sales order and not get it invoiced or shipped or whatever. Projects to bid. This is where you can go to enter however your companies get your projects coming up for bid. They can be entered here and they can be assigned to certain salespeople, or they can be left to salespeople to go in and assign it to themselves, however you want to do it. And of course, these are the door schedules, door and hardware schedules you enter through here. Door and hardware takeoff is just a form to help you do a takeoff, gives you a total count. Frame detailing is our frame detailing program where you create PDF files of borrowed light or side light, transom frames, or whatever. And this frame detailing program will also price out the material for you. And of course, here is where you do either a new estimate or you search existing estimates, new orders, or search existing orders. Shipping, this is where if you have a shipping department, they could use this to go in and mark items shipped, print out a shipping copy, things like that. Shop is where if you have a shop in your business, they can go in here and enter their time on sales orders. And you can run reports and track who's doing what on each sales order. Accounts receivable, this is where you would go for either tracking payments from your customers on invoices, or entering, I'm sorry, not entering, but transferring a sales order to an invoice. You could be that could be all be done under here. And this is where you would search existing invoices, either open or closed, either one. And then here's the purchase orders, new purchase orders to search existing. Accounts payable is where you could go in and you can enter vendor invoices you receive on products you've purchased, or you can also enter bills, things like gas and electric, telephone, or things like that. And you can also write checks to pay those companies if you prefer to do that. This, of course, is the add edit products, where you go in and add or edit new and existing products. Printer settings, this comes in handy if in your company you have different printers that you print to according to what the document is. For example, you can send a customer copy of a sales order to one printer, send a shop copy to another printer out in the shop, just things like that. Or you don't do anything in here if you're a single person and you print to your local printer only. You wouldn't do anything with this. Administration, of course, is where you get to anything in the program on the administration side, like managing users, setting discounts, and various different aspects like that. This middle section here is called notifications. This is like an internal messaging program. And this is notifications only for the person who logged in. This won't be notifications for the entire company or for every user. So these are notifications that you could get. For example, projects to bid would show up something like this. This job is out for bid. So everyone would get this type of a notification. Here's where somebody sent a note on a sales order. This particular sales order wants me to take a look at the order. And you can just simply double click this line and we'll actually open up that sales order. You can take a look at it, do whatever you need to do, send a note back, and that person that sent this to me would get a notification on their end of what my reply was. So this can come in handy as like an internal messaging program. Now this comes in real handy too, because this will list all of your open orders for the person who logged in. This is not everyone in the system. This is only for me, since I'm the one who logged in. This lets me know all of my open orders that have not shipped yet or have not been invoiced. Again, comes in handy to avoid losing track. I know this has happened in our companies I've worked for in the past. A sales order gets lost in the system, just forgets about it. And then 6 months later, you realize it didn't get invoiced, but now it's too late. The contractor's already closed out the job, and you're out of that money. So this is real handy for that. This also lets you know what the total of each invoice is, and then the total of open orders for the person who logs in. So, okay, so that's pretty much a quick overview of the Portal Pro program. If there are any additional questions on this, you can call the office at any time. And again, under this help menu, tutorials are tutorials for about everything in this that you see on the screen here. Thank you.